Welcome everyone, I'm Andrew McCord and this is Smart Investing Stockbusters at TaipanFinancialNews.com. Well, the summer movie season's upon us and that means a flood of pirates, aliens, ogres, and even another Die Hard sequel are racing into multiplexes with long lines and big dollars not far behind them. Now, Marvel Entertainment expected a runaway success with their big summer release of Spider-Man 3, and they certainly got one, with the film grossing more than $843 million worldwide since its May 4th debut. Now, those results not only improved on Spider-Man 2's $783 million gross, but even the very first Spider-Man movie's $821 million return. And yet, as impressive as these numbers were, Ian Cooper, executive editor of the Death Cross Trader, knew it was a less than superpowered situation for Marvel's shareholders.
As of right now, stay away from Marvel until the Spidey hype premium is removed after the film's release.
In fact, the last time we spoke to Ian here on TFN, just a couple weeks before Spider-Man 3 hit theaters, we advised him that if the stock didn't drop as he suggested, our viewers wouldn't be too happy. But on the other hand, if Marvel's shares did tank, we promised to have him right back here on Stockbusters so he could say, "I told you so." So, Ian, the floor is yours. Go ahead and say it.
Hey, my friend, I told you so.
Yep, you sure did. And thanks for joining us here on Stockbusters to talk about it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know Marvel's got another big movie release coming up with Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. But before we get your thoughts on how that film's going to impact their stock, let's go back to when you were here with us in April. It probably sounded crazy to predict the downfall of Marvel right before Spider-Man 3's release, but that's exactly what you did. So tell us, what was the verdict?
Well, as I said in late April 2007, based on nothing more than historical research, Marvel was in trouble. In 2002, for example, after the stock ran on Spidey hype from $250 to more than $6, the stock sold off shortly after the film's release, falling from about $6 to less than $350 a month later. Then by the June 30th, 2006 release of Spider-Man 2, the stock tanked again, this time from 20 to less than 13 again in a month's time. And as expected with Spider-Man 3, the sell-off was similar. Sure, Spider-Man 3 beat records, posting worldwide gross sales of over $800 million, but it didn't stop the sell-off from happening. Marvel ran from about $26.50 to more than $30 ahead of the release. However, following the release, the stock expectedly sold off, this time from just above 30 to less than 26, where my Death Cross Trader readers took gains on Marvel puts. Again, I told you so, and we'll look to ride that historical wave when and if Spider-Man 4 comes to fruition. Smart investors were well aware of this coming sell-off. Look, the stock had already priced in the Spider-Man 3 upside. What we were looking for after this Fantastic Four release is another sell-off. Plus, Marvel still had to contend with Shrek 3, which grossed more than $280 million to date, and Pirates of the Caribbean, which produced two-week gross of about $625 million worldwide. Both may have contributed to consumer cannibalization, meaning that both films may have taken dollars away from Spider-Man 3. So not only does Spider-Man have to deal with Dr. Ock and the Green Goblin, but now he's got to worry about Johnny Depp, a cartoon donkey, and a falling share price as well. Rough times for a superhero.
It sure is. Now tell me, Ian, back in April, when you made your downside call on Marvel here on TFN, were any of the big brokerage houses in agreement with you?
Well, that's what's interesting here. I didn't see any issued warnings, which I took to mean that they thought the company could withstand anything. That didn't happen, though. But as usual, I ignore the brokers, always have.
Well, it's working. Congratulations on that find,
Thank
Ian.
you.
But as usual, it's what have you done for me lately? So tell us, what should investors avoid at all costs right now, here today?
Well, Andrew, on a micro level, I'd wait on the sidelines. The major U.S. and global indices are still stuck in overbought territory, with U.S. housing unable to keep its head above water, coupled with rising oil prices. Those two alone are set to wreak havoc on consumer spending. As for the micro level, I'm bearish on Marvel again. And again, months after saying this, I'll be back to say, I told you so, based on the pre- and post-hype surrounding Marvel's release of Fantastic Four. The first installment of Fantastic Four may not have been a critical favorite, but it still managed to rake in $330 million worldwide. Still look at the chart. Ahead of the first Fantastic Four, hype surrounding the film's success spiked the stock from about 17 to more than 22. Following the film's debut, the stock plummeted from that $22 high to about 14 months later. We expect for a similar situation to unfold following the release of Fantastic Four 2.
You sound pretty comfortable with your bearish bet, Ian, but again, I haven't seen any warnings on the Marvel stock ahead of the release. Are you concerned about that?
Absolutely not. As with Spider-Man 3, I just don't care what analysts think. I'd be more than happy to come back and say I told you so yet again. Plus, you're dealing with consumer cannibalization here again, plus warmer weather. Who wants to sit in the theater in beach weather?
At $9 a pop, not me. So, Ian, bottom line it for us. After the release of the new Fantastic Four, what's Marvel stock going to drop to?
We're safely anticipating a slight $2 to $3 drop in the underlying price after the movie hits theaters on June 15th.
Well, based on your last results, I'd say viewers should be inclined to watch Marvel pretty closely. And thanks again for your time, Ian, and we might have you back here in a few weeks to brag some more.
Thanks, my friend. Looking forward to it.
If you'd like to hear more of Ian's recommendations and market insights, you can do so in his free daily e-letter, American Capitalist. Sign-up information is available right here at taipanfinancialnews.com.